National Assembly reconvenes. Screened and confirmed CBN Governor.
In the coming days and weeks, we will address pressing issues, debating, legislating, and striving to find common grounds.
House of Representatives appeals to labor unions to shelve industrial action.
Embarking on a nationwide strike at this point will only aggravate an already bad situation.
Plus, President of the Senate with Muslims on Maulud. Good evening and welcome to Parliamentary News. I am Ene Ojonuba. Senate has reconvened from the annual parliamentary recess of 2023. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, while welcoming senators, emphasizes that it is imperative to work with the executive arm of government with diligence and commitment to address challenges in Nigeria for the good of the citizenry. He also addressed that lawmakers should engage in constructive dialogue on the national matters to achieve best outcomes. Senate, on the first day of reconvening plenary, confirmed Michael Olayemi Cardoso as the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, also confirmed at the 4 deputy governors as requested by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports.
The committee approved the nominations of Olayemi Cardoso for the position of Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria.
The expeditious confirmation hearing, which lasted for many hours, had lawmakers interrogating the personalities appointed to steer the activities of Nigeria's apex bank for the next 5 years. Questions dwelt on the current state of the naira and the skyrocketing inflation, among other financial matters.
What kind of mechanism are you going to put in place that will deal with all the distortions that we have in all of these price stability indices today?
The exchange rate is climbing every day.
If we really want to save our scarce foreign exchange, then we have to develop our local industries.
Why do we continue to depend on petroleum importation when we can refine?
How will you ensure that the internal control mechanism of the bank is strengthened in a way that such infractions will never occur again?
The appointees Michael Cardoso, Usoro, Muhammad Abdullahi, Philip Ikazo, and Bala Bello gave assurances that they are in possession of a roadmap that would lead to financial stability and economic recovery.
You're concerned about the value of the naira, and once we can build that competence back through good corporate governance, culture of compliance, I'm certain that we are headed in the right direction, and the pains that many Nigerians have felt over the years in due course will be something of the past.
7% growth rate will allow us over a 10-year period, 8-year period, to double the economy based on the mathematical rule of 7.
To ensure that we change the narrative in the Central Bank of Nigeria and the economy as a whole.
The lawmakers noted that in the past, CBN got involved in businesses it had no business with and expressed the hope that the new team would be innovative. Also transmitted to the Senate by the President are 2 other communications seeking confirmation of the board and management members of the Niger Delta Development Commission and the appointment of Delu Bulus as National Coordinator of the National Social Investment Program Agency. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, while welcoming lawmakers from the annual recess, emphasized the need to work with the executive arm of government with diligence and commitments to address challenges in Nigeria for the good of the citizens.
In the coming days and weeks, we will address pressing issues, debating, legislating, and striving to find common grounds that will move our nation forward, and we shall have to do all those things expeditiously.
Plenary has been adjourned to October 3rd, 2023. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
To further speak on the legislative agenda of the 10th National Assembly as they resume plenary is member representing Biriwa, Guri, Kiri, and Kasama Federal Constituency in Jigawa State, Abubakar Hassan Fulata. Honorable What are the top issues on the agenda of the 10th Assembly as we resume plenary?
The House of Representatives is now fully ready to face the various challenges of our nation, especially issues related to the economy, security, the expected supplementary budget, and the expected 2024 budget, which will be presented in person by Mr. President within the next few weeks. No date had yet been fixed, but once we are informed that the President is ready with his budget to address the joint sitting of the National Assembly, we are ready to receive. So those are the issues: the economy, security, issue of budget, supplementary budget, and 2024 budget. And for your information, the 2023 budget, even though it's an APC government budget, but it's not a budget of this present administration. So there is the need to tinker with one or two places to accommodate the promises made to the nation by President Ahmed Bola Tinubu. That's the essence of bringing the supplementary budget in the next few weeks.
Fuel subsidy removal, palliatives for workers, wage increase. How is the National Assembly prepared to tackle these issues?
There was a supplementary budget passed by the House before we adjourned. That informed whatever that was given out to states as palliative by the federal government. Each state received, was supposed to receive 5 billion. I learned that the sum of 2 billion had been released to each state. They are waiting the release of the balance of 33 billion. And also, you are also aware that the president has already started, set the ball rolling by increasing the salaries of the academic staff of institutions, that of labor and other government agencies and examinatory departments will follow. So it is expected everything will fall in line by the grace of God.
What is your take on the impending industrial action by labor unions?
I think they are in haste. Going on strike while the government is willing to negotiate will not solve any problem. The government is a listening government, a government of the people. We are a progressive government. We're not arrogant. We are ready to parley and partner with labor. We are ready to engage with labor to promote peace, development, and good governance in Nigeria. So at a time when government is ready to sit down and listen, partner, and agree, you don't go on strike. You go on strike only when the government says that we are not willing to talk to you, we don't want to talk to you.
Thank you very much, Honorable. The House of Representatives has appealed to the Nigerian Labour Congress to shelve its planned strike and give room for more negotiations with government on their demands. Speaker Tajuddin Abbas made the appeal when the House resumed plenary after its annual recess. National Assembly correspondent Mitaire Ikpen reports.
Exchange of pleasantries and banters characterize resumption of plenary. The Speaker calls the House to order, drawing members' attention to socio-economic challenges that must be confronted.
We must deploy the necessary legislative instruments to create jobs, ensure payment of living wages in the civil service, pull Nigerians out of poverty, address the prevailing infrastructural deficit.
And to organize labor, he makes this appeal.
Embarking on a nationwide strike at this point will only aggravate an already bad situation. I therefore urge the leadership of labor unions to give us the benefit of doubt and suspend any planned strike action while we engage the executive. There would be interfacing between the organized labor and the government to quickly work out a realistic new national minimum wage.
The House passed the bill for an act to establish the Federal Medical Center in Bejuleki, Lagos State, and referred several infrastructure motions to relevant standing committees for action.
We need to control the menace of bullying erosion and the construction of bridge at Yamadawa, Adarai, Ungogo local government area.
And the need to address the absence of power supply in Indokwa Ukwane Federal Constituency of Delta State.
With the controversies surrounding the death of celebrity musician Mohbad, lawmakers called for thorough investigation.
Monitor the ongoing investigation of Mohbad's death, particularly the allegations of harassment and unpaid royalties.
The House received the report of its ad hoc committee on TED Fund and also resolved to investigate the collection and disbursement of stamp duties revenue in the country. Plenary is adjourned to 3rd October 2023. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Nigeria Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress have jointly declared an indefinite strike to commence 3rd of October 2023. President of NLC Joseph Ajero and that of TUC Festus Osifo made the declaration at a press briefing in Abuja. Joseph Oten reports.
After the 2 days warning strike jointly embarked upon by the Nigerian Labour Congress on the 5th and 6th of September 2023, representatives of government and the National Assembly had a series of engagements with leadership of the two unions, briefing them on measures to address their demands.
In any substantial way.
But the unions feel government efforts to provide palliatives to reduce hardship occasioned by the removal of petrol subsidy are not pragmatic enough.
The federal government has therefore not met in any substantial way the demands of the Nigerian workers and the people as previously canvassed in our mutually agreed roadmap. The grace periods given by the two labor centers have expired.
The consequence is an indefinite strike action.
To embark on an indefinite and total shutdown of the nation beginning on 0 hours, Tuesday, the 3rd day of October 2023.
Apart from the issue of palliatives, the unions decried what they called intimidation of their affiliates, the National Union of Road Transport Workers, whose headquarters is occupied by the Nigerian Police Force following a fracas at the office, and the ban on the Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria by the Lagos State government over clashes with government authorities. In Abuja, Joseph Otsen, NTA News.
You are still watching NTA Parliamentary News. It's time for break, and when we return, Akure Ibom State Assembly partners NTA Uyo for enlightenment of its people on legislative activities. Please don't go away. Kano State House of Assembly says there is a need for a holistic approach in salvaging the condition of dilapidated rural roads across the state. This came up at plenary when a motion for the construction of roads in some parts of the local government area was considered. Samira Hamisushira reports that the House also received an executive correspondence of Kano State Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2023.
Construction or reconstruction of roads is one of the items that predominantly appears on the order paper of the Kano State House of Assembly and has been so for decades. This is in view of the deplorable road conditions that most rural communities are experiencing. To the plight of the citizenry during Monday's plenary, Representative Musa Ali Kachoko suggested a holistic approach to address the problem, while lending his voice to the motion of Deputy Speaker Muhammad Bello Butubutu for the construction of a road from Mahua to Durum, Kabo into Ufa local government area.
There is a congestion or there is any problem along the other road, it will be like a kind of bypass. Economically, that will help the people of that area to bring out their farm products. Secondly, it's very easy for those that are saying a BUK, a social good site, from the area of from the area of Karupinyaki, Sakaraza, and some part of both villages that are neighbor to the local government. For this shortest time, they will just come about instead of coming through Kano. Since much has been said in this house about road construction, the Speaker, it's high time this house become very serious to call in the state government to ensure rural roads are being constructed. We need roads in the rural communities. We need linkage. We need roads that we can convey our products. Farming activities are predominantly in the rural communities. And for us to farm and convey into the market, we need roads to move.
In another development, Representative Multala Muhammad Kadagi's motion for the construction of fire service station in Gorka local government area also saw the light of the day, alongside that of his counterpart from Dawakin Kudu for the provision of potable water from Kano to Jido in Gorka local government area. Meanwhile, a private member bill titled Kano State Systematic Land Titling Bill by Representative Tukur Muhammad from Fagi constituency also scaled the first reading. From the Kano State House of Assembly, Samira Hamisushira, NTA News.
The Akure Ibom State House of Assembly and the Nigerian Television Authority (UYO) have reached a partnership to ensure that residents of the state benefit from legislative activities of the House. This was during a visit of the management of the Nigerian Television Authority (UYO) to the leadership of the House. Nsikak Okon has details.
Two institutions critical to the sustenance of democratic dividends coming together to discuss how to serve the people better, and this is happening after 14 years. The Nigerian Television Authority Channel 12 UYO is just the right platform to showcase legislative business in view of recently acquired cutting-edge technologies, rich and diverse programming. The Akure Ibom State House of Assembly, according to the Speaker Odemoton, is ready to take its partnership with NTA to another level. Mr. Tong acknowledged the contributions of NTA to strengthening democratic processes in Akure Ibom State, and this the state does not take for granted.
Our golden era in Akure Ibom State. So I want to thank God that you have been working assiduously with the Akure Ibom State House of Assembly. Your staff are very cordial and they have been discharging their duties very well. We've seen a lot of our news coming up in your stations, and this is the only work of good leadership of the NTA. I want to assure you that we will continue to collaborate with you. We will continue to work with NTA. With what you are giving me today, what you are showing me today, what you are telling me today in respect of live coverage, we will work towards that.
General Manager NTA UYO Alice Ogbe outlined areas of collaboration between the State House of Assembly and the media outfit. She says NTA UYO is poised to provide the needed platform for individuals and institutions willing to make their voices heard.
Let me commend you, members of the State Assembly, for making laws that benefit the people. and for your quick response to matters of urgent public interest brought before the House. This is clear indication that the lawmakers of the late Assembly have justified the mandate given to them by the Akure Ibom people. So I came to strengthen the already existing relationship between NTA and Akure Ibom State House of Assembly, and to also seek more collaboration and synergy for more effective information dissemination of activities of the Assembly beyond Akure Ibom State.
This is the first official visit of NTA Uyo management to the State House of Assembly following the redeployment of Alice Ogbe as General Manager 8 months ago. In Uyo, Nsika Okon, NTA News.
President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has felicitated with the Muslim Ummah on the occasion of Eid, describing it as another opportunity to reminisce on the virtuous legacies of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. In a statement from his special advisor on media and publicity, Eseme Eyibo, the Senate President said Prophet Muhammad left behind positive marks on humanity and urged Muslims to emulate. Noting the need to be supportive of the authority, Senator Akpabio enjoined the faithful to increase their prayers for leaders and the nation. He described the occasion as an opportunity for everyone to devote themselves to uncommon godly citizenship and love for one another, adding that whether Muslim or not, Nigerians should accentuate the positive ambience of the nationhood towards the collective goal of renewed hope for all. Senator Akpabio urged all Muslims to draw on the virtues of patience, perseverance, and the message of peace. Speaker House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas has urged Muslims and all Nigerians to imbibe virtues of charity, forgiveness, and patriotism, which he says are necessary for promoting peace and progress in the country. In a message to mark this year's Eid Maulud, Speaker Abbas urged Nigerians to use the occasion to pray for their political and religious and traditional leaders, while expressing hope that the prayers and collective efforts by all stakeholders will take the country out of its current challenges. He wished the Muslim Ummah successful celebration of Eid Maulud. Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, has congratulated Muslims in Nigeria and the world over on this year's celebration of the Eid Maulud, which marks the birth of the Holy Prophet Muhammad. In a statement, Kalu urged Muslims to imbibe the teachings of the Holy Prophet Muhammad and show love to one another, especially the needy in the society. The Deputy Speaker also asked adherents of Islam and indeed all Nigerians to continue to uphold peace and unity and pray fervently for the progress of the country, assuring that the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will not fail Nigerians. The Director General, National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, NILS, Professor Abubakar Suleiman, felicitates with Nigerians, especially Muslim Ummah, on the celebration of Eid al-Maulud, the birth of the Holy Prophet Muhammad. He encouraged them to utilize the moment to fortify their belief in God and embrace a shared sense of purpose. This was contained in a message to mark the Muslim festival of Eid al-Maulud. Professor Suleiman wishes Muslim brothers and sisters in Nigeria and across the globe a joyous and spiritually uplifting Eid al-Maulud celebrations. That is it on NTA Parliamentary News, but you can still watch our news and other programs on our social media handles showing on your screen. Have a very good evening and thank you for watching. I am Ene Ojonugba.